today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. Yo, what is that?
You're making us pay for grapes, apples,
Straight up.
things that God gave us for free? Ha! Ha! You will burn in hell when I'm through with you.
Man exposed to dark truth about money.
A flesh and blood body backs up the authority of this money. Now let me show you how. When you look at the front of the dollar bill, you will see on each side are serial numbers. If you look on the back of your social security card, you will see the numbers on the bottom. The numbers on the bottom are usually in red, represent your blood on the New York Stock Exchange. It represents your physical body.
Dang, we on the stock exchange,
You ever
y'all.
heard about me telling this story when the demons got behind me? The horses?
Nah,
Yeah, man.
you had demons behind you.
No
On
real
horses.
shit. No real shit. I got my car caught a flat on the river road, and I had to walk like 5 miles in the dark all the way home.
How-
Horses, three. One had a red hat, two had a blue hat. They was on horses. They was demons. They was on horses chasing me. I ran all the way to my mama's house. This like 5 miles I ran. My mama would tell you I was crying. I had cuts on my feet, all on my legs, because I was jumping gates.
Huh.
I
Get away
had-
from the demon horse.
Yeah, they were. I saw them. They had a whip in their hand, and they was coming after me fast, and I just kept running. I kept looking back. I kept running, and when I got to my mama door, I was full of blood, and I was crying.
Sephora horror
That's
story.
crazy.
The makeup? Yeah, there was a Sephora like lotion. This girl bought it. She put it on her face. Okay. And she woke up covered in wolf spiders. What? All over her face, all over her body where she put the lotion. They looked into it and they found out some ingredients that they put into the lotion, because they're put together, the combination creates the same chemical that's in spider pheromones. So she woke up covered in spiders, bro. And I think they did a test. They like took the lotion and put it somewhere and kept an eye on it over hours and throughout the day. Like more and more spiders would like be attracted to it, because I think it gives off the signal to male spiders of a female spider ready to mate.
So they were just like effing her face?
Yeah, they're just like, that's spider.
The one thing about flat earth.
Yo, that's messed up, man. Imagine you get some makeup or something, or y'all put some of that product on y'all face, and you wake up with a bunch of spiders or bugs all over your face. That's got to be the most creepiest feeling ever.
Does trip me out. Google images of satellites. They're just all.
There's no real pictures?
They're all
There ain't none.
graphics?
Yeah, dude. Not a single one is not. This is the one thing that tripped me out. I'm not gonna lie. They're all just like renders. I've never seen a satellite that was real. I'm just saying. I'm not a
Never.
flat earther. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that is very strange now that you bring that up. Why would they want to sell us on Earth being round?
That's not the only thing they're selling you on. They're selling you on space as well, because you thinking outer space and all those other planets and
Are
stuff like
real?
that. Yeah, huh?
You don't think they're real? You don't think sun's real?
No. Sun is real. The sun and the moon is real,
Okay.
but outer space is not.
Yeah, because we haven't seen. Then what is it? What are we
It's
doing?
water over the firmament. Is water.
Over the firmament he's talking
We're in
about.
the ocean right now?
We under the firmament, under the dome, and there's water over the firmament. Firmament says it in the Bible.
Says it there.
The outer space is there's no such thing.
There's no such thing as outer space.
No, and that's the whole thing that got you tricked, and why you think the other planets and stuff. The planets are wandering stars that you thinking about.
So you think all that, like them going to Mars stuff, is all.
How they going to the Mars? Why they don't put the same rover on the moon so we can watch the Earth spin right now? How they gonna go to Mars?
We're talking about building a society on Mars, right?
Yeah. Why they doing that? Why they ain't got the same thing on the moon right now though?
Yeah.
How they gonna go to Mars?
Like the whole thing is like we never went back to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Make you think right there, don't it? Or we gonna go back to the moon?
Not the same as it was.
Another firmament one.
It's just us.
What's the plane reflecting off of?
No, it's not the same. So when you gonna tell her?
I mean, it's clearly a reflection there. I know y'all seen
I
that.
think I might have just
Yo, listen to
scientifically
this.
proven the firmament and potentially the flat Earth. As you may know, there's a lot of oxygen up there. In fact, the ozone layer is made up of O3 molecules. That's oxygen triple bonded to itself. Did you know that oxygen freezes at about negative 350 degrees Fahrenheit? Did you know that when it freezes, it turns a sky blue color? And did you know that outer space is negative 450 degrees Fahrenheit? If everything I just said was true, then the very upper levels of our atmosphere that come in contact with space would be frozen oxygen. And right below that layer of frozen oxygen would be the waters above, liquid oxygen. And why would it stay up there? Because whenever it got warm, it would just become a gas and float back up. There's your firmament, folks, and the waters above. Science approved.
Science approved. How y'all feel about that one?
Top our news here at 6 o'clock, an age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
Water has always been considered a precious commodity, but Stan Meyer's invention may make it even more valuable. He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers was determined he
I'm
says
running
to
too.
do something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
And we have calculated that if we take the dune buggy from Los Angeles to New York, we would roughly use 22 gallons of water.
The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention. There's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks. Myers is currently perfecting a
Star
water fuel
Wars
cell for
defense
cars.
program.
It will cost about $1,500. He says it won't need any maintenance, and you won't have to replace it. It'll be at least 2 years before the fuel system goes into mass production. The day it happens will be one the fuel industry hates, but it'll put a smile on the face of those who've had to say at one time or another, fill her up. I'm Ralph Robinson.
As you can see, many patents have already been received, and many more are forthcoming. To date, over 42 patents have been applied for.
Yo, Club Shay Shay Shannon Shop featuring Cat Williams was one of the best things that I guarantee we'll see all year. I'm talking 50 million views in 2 weeks. And y'all don't even know the amount of stuff that he just dropped in that video. He talked about so many things, but one of my favorite things, which I also talked about already, which is Bernie Mac, and how the Kings of Comedy tour, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, etc., all hated on him because he was simply funnier than them. Cat Williams comes on and sets the record. Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, both came on to Club Shay Shay and said some things that simply weren't true, which of course led to Cat Williams telling the truth and then saying even more. He talked about how Steve Harvey stole his origin story about being homeless. Steve Harvey was never homeless. That was word from Cat Williams. He talked about how him and Luda were both invited to a secret society party. There were 2 deals made. One leaves with 200 million, and then one gets to be featured in 20 movies with an additional 200 million, but had to cut off their sideburns and their mustache. But this one, he was most adamant about. Cat Williams came on the show to first state that Cedric the Entertainer is a fraud. He doesn't write his own jokes. He isn't funny. And he even went as far as stealing Cat Williams' jokes early on in his career. Came to a comedy show, told him congratulations, good job. And then went along in 2000 to steal the joke and use it on Kings of Comedy. And I'm pretty sure the proof's already out there. I'm pretty sure videos and everything are already merged connecting the 2 videos. So once you see that, you'll be able to tell that almost everything else that Cat Williams mentioned can't be too far out of reach, if not true. Then went along to say that Kevin Hart was an industry plant, which I was kind of scratching my head at, but I was very... Cat said, who have you seen before him and who have you seen after Kevin Hart come into the industry and already have a lineup of movies and shows already set up for him? Which of course does make you wonder because he's right, it hasn't happened since.
He goes on to talk about how he was also blackballed multiple times throughout his career, and that's why he is where he is today, working alone by himself, independent. He said he warned everybody about R. Kelly before it came public that he was doing what he was doing, and everybody knew. Cat also mentioned that he was blackballed after telling people about Harvey Weinstein, who of course was later convicted of sexual assault, or even a man that some of y'all just figuring out about, and I don't know how. Cat Williams even talked about exposing P. Diddy
Mm-hmm.
prior to his allegations going on now. Allegations. Williams at all. And if y'all want me to go in deeper detail with any one of those topics, feel free to drop it in the comments and let me know. Shannon was a great host, and Cat Williams was an even greater guest. Two God-fearing men, and God always wins. The truth will be set free. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Today, a clear illustration of the swelling numbers of migrants at the U.S. southern border.
This is clearly a ploy to get millions of illegal immigrants to be registered as Democrats and become citizens. If they really cared about people seeking asylum, they would have been way more prepared than what they are now. When you have mayors in sanctuary cities begging for help, you know they weren't prepared. I would honestly bet that over 50% of people who come to our border aren't actually seeking asylum. They're coming here because they can obviously get a place for free. And where is everybody going? We already have a housing crisis with tons of homeless people. Legitimately, where is everybody staying at?
That is true. Hey, Denver does have a lot of homeless people. When I went out there to visit, man, there was homeless people left and right, and then you got hundreds upon hundreds of people just flooding the town now. I wonder what's going on with that, man. They probably are using the people for the votes. That's something I never really thought about. You know, they moving these people to certain states so then they can register to vote during the election, which is coming up this year. Man.
I'll hear about the 200-year-old church that just collapsed in Connecticut. A 200-year-old church built in the 1600 somethings just collapsed. In a synchronous turn of events, I happened to be in Connecticut. I went down and saw it today, and I'm going to share some videos with you in just a minute. But while I was there, I got some of the insider info that there was a woman in the back of the church who heard the crumbling start and ran out the back door, and she escaped it. And so far, they believe that nobody else was inside and that nobody was injured, which is quite miraculous when I show you this video of what it looks like now.
Look at it. That's an ancient building right there. That must ancient. I don't know when that was built, but man, they got these all over the world. These type of buildings that are supposedly churches or whatever. And my theory is, right, they be trying to get rid of these things in a lot of major cities. It's kind of like to destroy the history, you know, so eventually you won't even have to explain what it is no more because it's not there anymore. Them up just collapsed, huh? I don't know about that. We're gonna have to get John Levi on the channel, man. John Levi gonna have to tell us what he think. He think a building like that could just collapse.
Police discovered an underground tunnel under a synagogue in New York City. A man claimed that there were Jews under his apartment. He said, "I hear them like they are digging or something. For the record, I live at ground level and we do not have a basement." The tunnel's about 60 feet long and extended under multiple different buildings in the vicinity. At least 10 people have already been arrested, and not only is this a major risk for the surrounding buildings, but many are concerned what these tunnels were actually used for, especially because the Jewish Children's Museum can be found on the corner directly to the east of the headquarters. Not only that, but the things that were being pulled out of the tunnel were interesting, like stained mattresses. And all of this this was found, they started to vacate the synagogue immediately, and this erupted in a riot. Now, this story is still developing, so I'll be sure to update you
Oh,
guys
that's
when I
crazy.
get new information.
Them was wild.
What is the fucking matter? What is the deal?
It's not. Oh no, it's a spirit or something up in there. Dogs be seeing things. They can sense stuff. Look, no. I would not sleep in that bed. That room look creepy anyway.
Get in here.
So I found this abandoned Sonic restaurant, and apparently there's actually been like 2 kids that have been kidnapped here, like a few months ago. So it's like all abandoned, it's all boarded up, and it's really creepy. I don't know if there's someone like staying here, but really creepy. I'm trying to get inside this, but it's boarded up. I'm kind of freaked out because I feel like there might be some here. I don't know, but I'm trying to get. What the fuck? Apparently that was just some like bottle. I don't know. Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. I don't know where it came from, dude. Dude, there's a gate here. I try to open it. Try to open the gate. Fuck. What the shit? Don't go. Oh shit, dude. I gotta explore this. Alright guys, next video I'm going in there.
You need to see this. This kid from this movie exposed the government by explaining how they control us.
Leadership in government is political power, and political power is an official form of antagonizing the people.
What magazine did you say he edits?
Just like it says in the Bible, everything that is visible comes from that which is invisible. This is a bar magnet, and there you can see the electromagnetic field. No matter what shape the magnet is, if there's a north and south pole, it will be separated by a plane of inertia, just like this. So what you have is, all atoms are polarized, so atoms have a north and south pole separated by a plane of inertia. So it looks like this, north and south pole. This is what your atoms are doing. That's an apple, and it's just like your atoms, because there's a cone at the top of the apple and a cone at the bottom, made by this, the hourglass shape, which literally makes this shape. Okay? And that's the crown chakra in India. This is what produces the bottom of a pine cone, the face of a sunflower. It's the Sahasrara crown chakra, the 1,000-petal lotus. And this is made when your energy goes all the way up your 7 chakras. 4 petals, 6, 10, 12, 16 equals 48, times 2 is 96. 96 plus 48 is 144, times the 1,000-petal lotus is 144,000. Just like it says in the Bible, 144,000 will be saved and go to the new Garden of Eden, the new heaven. And because heaven is your head. So here's your eye. We live on the islands, on the iris. And Saturn and Jupiter are this way. Everything that is visible, like the light from Saturn, because Saturn is just a light. It's known as a luminary. It's not physical. Everything that is visible comes from that which is invisible. Your electromagnetic field. Okay? It's pressure mediation. The electromagnetic field is going under, over, beneath, over, under, over, beneath. And then it does this giant loop. Okay? That's the electromagnetic field. It's the hyperbola, the hourglass shape, the arbol, hyperbola, shambhala, the Garden of Eden. It's like a palm tree. Okay? There's the dream catcher, because it's the electromagnetic field. Once you produce this, see, this is called ultraviolet light, the crown chakra. It's high frequency short waves. It goes positive, negative, positive, negative. This is low frequency long waves. Positive, negative, positive, negative. That one goes positive. See what I mean? High pressure to create this the one that goes all the way around.
Food. Anything that's the opposite of that, we can't call it food. So unfortunately, the sad standard American diet, or what they call SAD, we can't consider this food that we eating here in America as food, because it's not giving us vitality. It's not rebuilding or replacing or rearranging our proteins, or what we call amino acid structures. It's not giving us our phytonutrients, our macronutrients, or our micronutrients. So it's not giving us power or will to live. What we eating is actually killing us. It's taking from us. So we can't call that a food. We can call that a murder weapon, but we can't call it food.
These are the 12 zodiac
A
signs.
murder weapon.
Inside you see the planets that rule. Now, I call these luminaries because they're not planets. I mean, we live on a giant plane, and these are just the stars that are revolving above our plane. Okay, they're just revolving around the North Pole. Now, what's happening is Mars rules Aries, Venus rules Taurus, Mercury rules Gemini, and so forth. You can see them all here. Now, the sun doesn't rule Aries, obviously Mars does, but the sun exalts here, the moon exalts here, Jupiter exalts in Cancer, Saturn exalts in Libra, Mars exalts in Capricorn, Mercury exalts in Virgo, and Venus exalts in Pisces. So the point is, the sun takes a year to go around each sign, so it spends 30 days in each sign. 30 times 12 is 360, hence 365. The moon spends 2 to 2.5 days in each sign, so it takes a month or 28 days. The Saturn takes 28 years or 30 years to do a full cycle because it spends 2 to 2.5 years in each sign. Jupiter spends 1 year in each sign. Jesus and his 12 apostles, because Jesus is you, it's humanity, and it's the sun, but it's also Jupiter, because Jesus versus Satan is Jupiter versus Saturn. So Jupiter and the 12 apostles takes 12 years to go around. Mars takes twice as long as Earth, and it's 720 days. That's 2 360s. And Venus takes 225 days to go all the way around. I put Aries here all the way to Pisces, so it looks just like that. Aries all the way to Pisces. So we've given these constellations these shapes or animals to represent them. Now the point is this: the sun is 30 days in each sign, but look at Pluto. I haven't told you about Pluto. Pluto, it takes 248 years for Pluto to go around. So look, Pluto spends 11 to 31 years in each sign. So right now Pluto is in Capricorn. It's 2021. So until 2024, Pluto will be in Aquarius. So Pluto is going around until it's in Capricorn, and it's going to go to Aquarius. But remember this, Capricorn, see, Pluto doesn't just go one direction the whole time. It retrogrades, it goes back. Then it goes forward, then it goes back. Then Aquarius, then back. So it's going to go to Aquarius, then it's going to go back to Capricorn, then it's going to go back to Aquarius and finally keep going and then go back. So it's going to go in Aquarius for a little bit, put its feet in the water, and then finally sit in there. Pluto enters Aquarius for the first time in March of 2023. Then it goes backwards on May 2nd of 2023. Then Pluto goes back into Capricorn in June of 2023 until October of 2023. Then it returns to Aquarius in January of 2024. Then it does one final retrograde on May 2nd again, and then it enters Capricorn on September until October. Then it finally enters Aquarius again in November of late 2024. Boom. The age of Aquarius.
Conspiracy theory? Everyone's been saying for years the NFL is rigged, They released the Super Bowl logo way in advance, and for the last couple of years, the colors have been participants in the Super Bowl. So they said the LA Super Bowl, and all of a sudden it was like a weird orange, and it was a blue and yellow, and it was the Bengals versus the Rams. This year it is the Ravens.
Okay.
No. Right? And,
Please say the Chiefs.
And the 49ers.
No!
Say the Ravens. So it very well might be a conspiracy.
Station out of Vancouver, this is their headline. Reba McEntire, Usher, and Post Malone are slated to perform at San Francisco 49ers and Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl matchup on February 11th. There are still 8 teams left in the playoffs. How do they know that the Super Bowl is going to be the 49ers and the Ravens? What?
Wheezy, here's the script to the 104th season of the NFL. Keep confidential. Your part is on page 9, scene 29, line 23. By the way, we just pre-ordered your new single, Cat Food, and can't wait for more. See you at the game.
Talk about he locked up because he was with the family. You got the game f***ed up, Rashawn. You was really f***ed up. But you sitting there chasing Blueface. See how much luck you gonna have. You ain't gonna have that much luck, I promise you. And I hope you didn't sell your soul, because the way you acting, you would think you sold your soul. No way in the world I'm gonna sit there and talk about, oh, that's what he get because he was with the family. Lil Petey always with you. That always got your back. He going to jail today, that's all you can say is, oh, that's because he was up there with the family. What the is wrong with you, Krishan? Sit there and bend over for Blueface, the same that's sitting on your son, that don't claim your child. It's the same nigga. You got the game up. Like,
Okay, she cut herself on glass, and she wrote in blood on the window, "I love you."
I'm done wasting my energy. All tears. To people that don't deserve it.
So
She
I got a
going
message
crazy.
from one of you beautiful beings asking me, is shit really gonna hit the fan? Like, I'm deep into my spiritual awakening. I see people talking about the end of the world, people telling me not to tune into this because I don't want to manifest it into my reality. What the fuck? First of all, thank you for your question. I'm so grateful that I can offer you guys this perspective because I know most of you are probably like, what the shit is happening? So I feel like there are two sides to having an awakening. First, you have the spiritual awakening, realizing that you're connected to everything, that it all starts with you, and that, you know, you're an energetic being, everything is frequency, blah, blah, blah. The second one is the conspiracy theorist side, knowing that we have not been told the entire truth, which kind of goes hand in hand with the whole spiritual thing, because they obviously don't want you to know that you're a powerful, divine, spiritual being. There is a lot of fear mongering in the media right now, and I know it can be very overwhelming because what sources do you trust? What do you really listen to? And I'm not trying to scare you even more, but from what I believe, my personal perspective is that there are a lot of fucking shifts coming, and this is literally why we're here. I know it can seem scary because in movies and TV shows, we're literally programmed to think that we know what the end of the world is going to look like. I'm not saying it's not going to be rocky. I'm not saying we're going to experience circumstances that, you know, we weren't expecting. It's like kind of a curveball, but I do believe that in the end it's going to be 100% worth it because I don't know if you realize, but the system that we exist in right now is an enslavement system. It is a system that is meant to enslave your consciousness, and they hold your energy in their hands because they're literally after your energy. They program you from a very young age so that you have the beliefs that will make the Matrix thrive. The Matrix is an energy harvesting system. So when you realize that they want your energy because your energy is really powerful, you realize that it's about taking your power back. No longer feeding it to the external, no longer letting the programming in our subconscious minds run our realities. Where you place your focus and attention and energy is very important. When you dive into conspiracy theories and rabbit holes, it can be heavy because yes, this world is fucking twisted. I have read and seen many things that are very hard to believe, and this is why it cannot just be released to the population in one big boom. Do you know how many people would have psychotic breaks if they were told everything that has happened behind closed doors? While they were operating in their little life, they follow all the rules, they do everything that they're told, they're actually getting fucked from every single orifice. Literally. I wrote an entire ebook called How to Not Lose Your Shit After Unplugging from the Matrix for this main reason, because it's really hard to fucking keep functioning in the world that you know was designed to harm you, but you need to exist into it until it falls apart as it is falling apart, and then you realize you reincarnate to watch it fall apart. So I'm not telling you to put your attention on the conspiracies and dive into that, because all of that is over. We are here to welcome the transition that I believe is going to happen within the next few weeks, next few months. Not really a month situation, more of a week situation in my head. The only thing that I do not want you to do is be scared. The only thing that I do not want you to do is to think that the darkness is going to win. Don't focus on that shit. This third dimensional reality exists on fear, so obviously it's really easy to get sucked into fear and being like, oh my god, this could happen, this could go wrong, and then the news said this, and then it's too much. It's a lot of noise. So what I want you to do is to ground yourself and to express gratitude that everything is happening in a peaceful manner, that the transition is going to free so much shit off of mankind's back. There are a lot of fake hoaxes out there. So that's why you gotta be careful, because even stuff that appears to be light is not. The world is shifting energetically, and I know you can feel it because I can fucking feel it. And I know people are gonna say, I need proof. I need to fucking see. That's the fucking problem. Because if you need eyes to see, you'll never see. You are a feeling being. You have energetic feeling receptors. So you need to tune into your energetic body instead of these guys. Okay? I know it's hard, and I know a lot of people always ask me, like, how are you so calm about this?
I'm calm about this because I literally realize this is what I'm here for. Like, let's be real. This planet is a shit show. This whole thing is like, why am I here? Why is the system like this? I don't get it. It makes no fucking sense. If it makes no fucking sense, wouldn't it make fucking sense that you need to bring some powerful souls and like kind of help it? Like, come on, get the show moving. We got this. So it has to trigger thousands and thousands and thousands of souls to remember, to awaken. It's not awakening, it's remembering. Because when you reincarnate into the physical plane, you agree to amnesia about your divine spiritual nature, okay? So you just need to tune into yourself, ground yourself, meditate. I stopped meditating and I've started recently again. Holy fucking shit, that feels good. Because this thing is always, if you don't meditate and offer it time to just fucking go crazy, it's going to drive you crazy. I think that's what it was designed for. Just observe the mind, observe the fear, don't give into it, but acknowledge it, welcome it. Don't push it away, don't resist it either. I know it seems like this world is like, it reached its peak, like we're free, we can eat food and shit. No, it's literally all controlled. We don't want that because it was controlled to harm us, not to benefit us. So it would be nice to like get out. Anyways, hopefully that answered your question. If y'all have any more questions about this, I will answer them for you because I love you.
It is a little bit crazy because, you have like these two compartments in your mind, right? And one of them is telling you, I got to work, I got to get money, I got to survive. I live in this system, I got to do it. The other side is saying money is the root of all evil, fight the power, destroy the system. You know what I'm saying? So you're going back and forth the whole time, which is the crazy thing.
America hidden lies in plain sight.
This sure do look like the Tartarian civilization that America.
Ooh, look at that one. Look. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, this city's underneath your feet right now. Wherever you at right now, I bet it's a city underneath you or something under you, a structure or something. We're living on top of cities and civilizations and a whole different world.
Ancestors and took they.
This video will touch your soul and Ifike.
Look at that.
I'm talking about Sacramento, Chicago, New York, New Orleans, and the rest of them.
Everywhere.
This video right here is plain proof that we living in a Tartarian civilization and everything is a lie that we was taught in school. Y'all stay woke out there. Oh,
This video is fake and scripted for educational purposes only, for entertainment purposes only. Please TikTok, don't do it. Now this video getting to it right here. Y'all wanted proof, I'm showing y'all proof. Y'all better wake up. I walk around this every day, all day, seeing it, and I feel it in my spirit, in my soul. When I walk past it, it's like it's connected to me. It's like I understand the languages and the symbols on the walls. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, look at all of this. The concrete of the building's different. You see the red rocks and the clay from my ancestors. Undestructible.
Come on, big troll alert. Come on, leave them comments. I'm paying attention, right? Y'all really paying attention?
Is y'all really paying attention? Look at all the bells. Giant bells. Frequencies of the bells.
And that sound and that feeling, that is the frequency and vibrations. What the old world used so predominantly. And the true reason behind all the bells that magically disappeared. Or they tell us it was for ammunition for the wars.
You know what I think it is? I think it's got something to do with the frequencies and how it messes with us as a people, right? You know, it's kind of like the movie Spider-Man, right? When Spider-Man has the Venom suit, right? The Venom attaches, the black Venom, you know, the black goo, and they use the sound frequencies or the bells to get rid of the Venom.
But many truths get lost in the fog of war. The healing and uplifting properties of bells have been used for generations. But it goes deeper than that, moving us from the true nature of this realm, making us all that much easier to control, question everything from.
Bells in Hindu temples are not just ornamental. Their purpose is scientific and has been discovered by mantras and yogis. When the bell rings, it produces a sharp and long-lasting sound. This sound creates a unity of your left and right brain, making your mind go into silence. The robust vibrations produced during the ringing of the bells last for 7 seconds, encouraging concentration. The sound produced activates all of the 7 healing centers, known as chakras. By touching the bell before ringing it, you can enhance the vibration, and by standing with your eyes closed, you will feel the sound within. The sound of the bells is believed to destroy negative energy, including bad spirits and evil powers. Bells produce an auspicious signal that can calm the mind, please the gods, and elevate your spirit. Bell sound therapy is also used for anxiety, stress reduction, and emotional healing. What are you waiting for? You can try this right now at your nearest temple. I'm sure there can't be a temple without bells.
We plan to do is work with them. This is a developmental system made by MC10, and it has an antenna and some sensors embedded in it. And what we plan to do is work with them to advance a tattoo that could be used for authentication. Now, it may be true that 10 to 20-year-olds don't want to wear a watch on their wrist, but you can be sure that they'll be far more interested in wearing an electronic tattoo, if only to piss off their parents. Right?
And that can have a design, right? Because they would certainly want some kind of cool design.
Options. And that's something that you wear, but you could also imagine including authentication in just your daily habits. So I take a vitamin every morning. What if I could take vitamin authentication?
What?
Vitamin authentication. Look, I have one right here. Well, here, I'll let you hold it. Would you like to hold it?
I'll hold it.
Okay. So this,
You guys see it?
this pill has a small chip inside of it with a switch. It also has what amounts to an inside-out potato battery. When you swallow it, the acids in your stomach serve as the electrolyte, and they power it up, and the switch goes on and off. And it creates an 18-bit ECG-like signal in your body, and essentially your entire body becomes your authentication token. Yes, this is true. Okay?
Okay, but...
Okay, so wait. So it's really true. So what this means is that becomes my first superpower. I really want the superpower. It means that my arms are like wires, my hands are like alligator clips. When I touch my phone, my computer, my door, my car, I'm authenticated in. First superpower. Like, I want that.
So we're not shipping that right away?
Yeah, no. We're not shipping that right away. But it sounds like...
This is FDA cleared?
So here's the thing. This is not science fiction. This pill is actually made by a company called Proteus. And they've developed it for medical applications. That pill has been CE stamped and cleared by the FDA. You can take 30 of those per day for the rest of your life.
And then what happens? Does your heart beat change? Does your...
We can just tell that you've taken the pill. I mean, the medical
Does
application...
Google now know everything I do and everywhere I go? Because
Yeah.
let's face it, we like you guys, but you're from Google.
Just give him some water and let him take that.
Yeah, that is crazy. That looked like an old video too.
Popped up in our ancient places like the Grand Canyon, where our ancient cities are, and things like that. And you're talking about it's understandable?
Yeah, it's free energy, bro. I understand what you're saying. I got the whole concept of the whole, like, where you're going at it. But...
No, I'm saying, can you pronounce this word? Can you pronounce the word for me? Say yes.
Yes.
Say Kenaninigan.
Kenaninigan.
Say Kenaninigan.
Kenaninigan.
Say Kenaninigan.
Kenaninigan. Can y'all say it?
Kenaninigan.
Oh.
That's it? Ooh.
Say it. Right, I know. We know who you are. Say it. That's why you know who I am. Say it. Say it. Kenaninigan. Say it properly now. Say it properly now. Right. Say it properly now. Pronounce it properly.
All right. Ready?
Kenaninigan.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Go ahead. I'll say it again, right? Kenaninigan.
Why you say it like that?
Oh,
2 days now we've been hearing explosion. There's cop sirens outside right now. We have not been getting any update on this at all.
They're blowing up the
They're just
Bronx.
posting our citizens at report of explosion. It clearly sounds like an underground explosion if you ask me. Wasn't they? The underground tunnels? Think something going on, y'all.
Mainstream science tells us that the sun is 93 million miles away and it takes 100,000 years for a photon from the core of the sun to get to the surface of the sun, and that it takes 8 minutes for a photon from the surface of the sun to reach the Earth's surface. We're also told that asteroids come from outer space and hurtle towards Earth, only to be broken into a million pieces where we are not able to find any evidence or proof of them. We are without a doubt protected by God's firmament. As I always mention, the Bible is strictly a science book. It's not meant to be taken in literal context. It's only literary. We have nothing to worry about under the dome. But if we are hurtling through space, then we are headed for a random catastrophe at any moment. There has never been any proof of an asteroid, meteor, or even moon rocks on the Earth, because first of all, we never even went to the moon. And second of all, when we look at glass crystals that were found all over the
Like
West
a
Libyan
bomb
desert in
explosion or
Africa,
something.
some scientists will say, or they will claim that an asteroid fell down and it broke into a million pieces and it scattered all across the desert. When in fact, the actual answer is lightning, which is 50,000 Fahrenheit and is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, which is only 10,000 Fahrenheit. The obvious conclusion is that a powerful lightning plasmic event had resulted in glass being formed by the lightning, which would melt the desert sand together, called vitrification. We make our glass windows and cars and our homes out of melted sand.
Yo, this is crazy, right? My 7-year-old son asked me randomly yesterday, right? He says, "Dad, what happens when lightning strikes the sand?" Right? Just, and I'm like, "What makes you think of that? Y'all talk about that in school or something?" And he's like, "No, I just want to ask you." And here we are today talking about lightning striking the sand.
Here's some flat Earth facts. During a lunar eclipse, the sun supposedly enters the Earth's shadow. But if the Earth was really 7,920 miles in diameter and the moon was really 2,160 miles in diameter, that means the Earth's shadow is supposed to be 4 times bigger than the moon. But the shadow on the moon is only 2 times bigger than the moon, therefore it cannot be the Earth's shadow, unless the Earth was way smaller than what they say. But yet they will tell us that it's so big, but we can never even find the curvature. The globe Earth theory has way too many inconsistencies. You cannot wholeheartedly believe that NASA is telling us the truth. They're literally deceiving us about our godly created home. All of our ancestors knew that the moon was not a 3-dimensional object in space. And that's because they knew we were underneath a firmament, which is a plasma shield around our plane. Now, we always see one face of the moon, though there are many phases. The moon is like a Batman signal that's projecting into the heavens. That's why no person has ever gone there. I repeat, no man has ever been to the moon because it's not possible and it will never happen.
There's a man by the name John St. Clair who patented an invention that allows humans to walk through matter. The patent number is US 20601 for 1 to 5A1. Listen closely, like, share, and follow.
Background of the invention: a human being is a hyperspace energy being living in a physical container or body that is comprised of 67% water. This high percentage of water makes this invention possible. Referring to figure 1, the hyperspace energy being receives energy from our dimension through 7 vortexes that run the length of the body. Each vortex connects to a separate hyperspace dimension having its own particular frequency. This arrangement allows for the development of 7 modular energy components corresponding to the mind, spiritual, eye, voice, body, atom, and plasma energy, ball, battery, and ground connection. Damn. 003, Vortex A, known as the topic vortex, supplies energy to the mind and provides a channel of communications to other entities in this universe. Wow. This channel has been tested up to 100,000 light years, which is the diameter of the galaxy in you guys can, someone else can pick up.
That means there are no limitations in the universe for us. You know what we reading? This said that there is a vortex coming from our body that is spanned beyond hundreds of thousands of light years. This proved my point that all of the galaxies and faraway worlds, we can access them through the mind, through the central nervous system, chakra layer system. They got this shit in a patent to the T, and we out here teaching the same shit, and they censoring it, blocking it, and laughing at it.
Is anybody else in Texas
Shout out to Bro
concerned about,
Sanchez.
it's summertime in the winter? Like, it's very hot outside. All of a sudden, after being 10 and 15 degrees
Very true.
the other week, I am concerned. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of nervous. It feels a little too good outside. I don't know what's coming after this too good weather. I don't know if y'all thought about this, but I definitely thought about it because this weather feels off. Just a thought. This weather feels very off, y'all. Like, this weather is weird. I'm telling y'all, it's like freaking 80 degrees here. Summertime. Hot. I don't know what y'all doing, but I don't know. A lot of people getting sick.
Hey, yo, same thing here. It ain't just in Texas where she at. Look, we have like 0-degree weather, you know. Then next thing you know, it's 55 degrees yesterday. 55 out of nowhere. I'm like, what? Where'd this come from? Woke up today. It was snowing. I don't know what's going on with the weather. Uh-oh, why did you sacrifice Kobe?
This guy straight up asked LeBron why he sacrificed Kobe at a game. If you've seen any of the conspiracies or any of my videos, you know there's a lot of interesting things surrounding him and Kobe's death, but just watch his reaction.
Yo, Bron, why'd you sacrifice Kobe?
Sun doesn't curve, it moves away horizontally.
Ok, adelante con la evidencia.
Flat Earth, yep. Flat Earth, yep. Flat Earth, yep. I'd like to welcome y'all to Flat Earth, yep.
Creo que esto necesitará la ayuda de Superman. Para que tu experimento funcione.
I'm sorry, that's the only word I understood. Superman.
Requieres que esté el horizonte así. Es decir, tú estarías visto desde abajo. Pero ¿qué pasa si ponemos a Superman aquí? Que es donde normalmente estarías puesto tú. De esta forma, tú estás diciendo que la curvatura ya te está tapando el horizonte. Vamos a ver. Desde la perspectiva de Superman, se va haciendo más pequeño y no desaparece. Y no desaparece. Ahora, recordemos que el Sol está más arriba y se vería algo así. No te das cuenta, pero tu mismo experimento está confirmando que hay una curvatura. Ciencia.
Flat Earth. Peep the beam and the glare. Okay, now that's crazy.
That's crazy.
They beaming something. Look at that. Straight up frying stuff.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Real or fake? Is NASA preparing for an EMP strike? Check this out.
Probably.
Why does NASA have all these old school cars?
Oh, no.
My thoughts are they're cars without computers in them. All from the 1970s. They're preparing for an EMP blast.
Oh, no. Hey, yo, I'm about to go grab me a 72 Chevelle this weekend. For real, I can't go. Because all the cars got computers in them nowadays. Like, all of them. It don't got to be no electric Tesla or something for it to have a computer in it. All these mugs got computers in them, man. And it's like the movie War of the Worlds, you know? They hit that EMP strike and no one can drive anymore except for the one person who knows a little bit about messing with underneath the hood of a car.
So this is actually real and fake. These cars are actually real. They are part of the movie set for the new movie coming out called Project Artemis, featuring Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson as well. Another thing to note, this movie is taking place in the 1960s, which is why these cars are from that time period. So that's what this is. That's why these cars are there. If you don't believe me, check this clip out.
You're not out here at the bit that's getting space started. Look at all this vintage iron for being used for the movie. Project Artemis. This is pretty cool. I haven't seen this many old cars in a very long time.
So that's why there were so many vintage cars at NASA. So sometimes everything isn't always a conspiracy, but sometimes it is. See you next time.
Take you down a trip down memory lane real quick with the cars.
Perfect here. There's nobody.
So hold on. We got 2020, right? Leap year, Niners versus Chiefs, Trump versus Biden, Groundhog didn't see his shadow, and we got the big C. Here we are in 2024, another leap year, 49ers versus Chiefs again, Trump versus Biden again, Groundhog didn't see his shadow again. What's going to happen? I ain't ready for whatever that is, man, because when 2020 was just a messed up year. It was trash. I don't want 2024 to be the same thing. If that's what we're doing, if we're repeating everything, this is whack.
I got a bad feeling about you.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about 2024.
People think I'm smart because I speak in a robot voice.
Stephen Hawking.
I fuck my nurse with my ever-expanding cock.
What? Yo. They just told the truth right there. Because didn't he just show up on them planes on the list? The famous list? Wasn't he on there? That's crazy, man.
The people are walking around on something that's absolutely remarkable. I mean, look at that. This is Buffalo, New York, 1901.
1901.
You know, just stunning architecture. And this all has a frequency. You know, we've talked a lot about this with frequency, resonance, fractals, all of these materials, you know, all the copper that was used. Every statue on top of these buildings had copper. Every angel on top of these buildings had copper. You know, and then you start to wonder, well, copper is only 1% of the soil. Where were they getting it all from? So Buffalo, New York, look at that fountain right there, you know, right in the middle. Just, you know, keeping the water intact. And then this is New York, Buffalo, New York, 1901. You know, this was the sustainable buildings that people were, you know, temporarily building. That's what they were telling us.
Temporarily building, y'all. Who would do that? Who in their right mind would build these grand buildings, right? With all of this nice material. It just looks so nice, right? Just to tear it down. It was just for show. We just built it for a little bit to show you guys that, oh, we were the ones that built all of this, even though they didn't build none of it.
you got right there. There's more water. And see how the society who was building these, because I don't believe that, they were horse and wagon time at that time, but the society who was building this, look at how much they cherished water. I mean, there's so much water and fountains and all of this. And then you go to the next one, which you have a Coliseum in Buffalo, New York.
Wow.
Picture I don't think many people have seen, which is interesting. Do you have this, and that can be energy.
Is this the World's Fair?
This is the World's Fair,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
This is the picture.
They got a whole Coliseum at the World's Fair. Just for show. Just to tear it down. That's wild, y'all.
Sure, and then let me
The old world is not what we thought it was.
What scientists just discovered at the Grand Canyon terrifies the whole world. This isn't some conspiracy theory or tall tale, but a bone-chilling truth that will make your blood run cold. So get ready for an earth-shattering revelation that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about this icon.
Bro, they ain't even show me nothing.
Y'all to start making the connections, baby. It's not a coincidence that you keep seeing people right here on this For You page telling you that they have applied to literally thousands of jobs and can't seem to secure one, even though that their internet is trying to tell you that the job market is the best that it has been in years.
In my
It's
life,
not
that's
a
a lie.
coincidence that at the same time you know of people and are seeing people on this here internet tell you that in addition to the fact that they are struggling to eat, they're struggling to feed their families. It's not a coincidence that at that same time, homelessness is being criminalized in ways and at rates that we've never seen before. It's not a coincidence that literally most people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. The group that can fix all of that benefits from this, baby. Make the connections. Because the most effective way we could ever protest is to stop working, which would allow us to stop feeding a machine. But as it stands, we can't do that. Because when you live paycheck to paycheck and you work for little to nothing, missing any amount of that work changes the amount of that paycheck. And if your paycheck is suddenly not allowed to assist you in securing food and housing, you can suddenly find yourself unhoused. And as previously mentioned, that's criminalized. And if we make you a criminal, you belong to the state, where you will be required to work for nothing. And we won't have to worry about you protesting anyway. Make the connection, baby. It seems like everyone is coincidentally unstable at the same time because it's an intentional destabilization.
You want to know what it's like to act?
They got us in a tough spot, y'all. We down bad for real. The whole system is just set up for us to keep working and it's messed up, Like she said, can't even protest if we wanted to. Because they just gonna make us work for free. The system messed up.
Accidentally find a whole bunch of hidden CIA front companies. Actually uncovered a girl squad of all female CIA associates and operatives that are running a bunch of businesses in plain sight. This one is super fun. And I am pretty confident it's gonna mysteriously disappear off of TikTok real quick. So let's just be clear. This is just for entertainment purposes only. We're just having a little doodle through the Google. So I'll walk you through my research process and we'll have a little mystery game while we're at it. See, I was researching the board of directors of one of the most well-known companies in the whole stock market. You would all know what company it is. I'll tell you at the end, see if you can guess right. And I was just laying out what other boards and companies they serve with, and I noticed this woman who worked for the CIA for more than 20 years in the Office of the President, the Department of the Treasury. Her name is S. Leslie Ireland. This is her bio on this company's website. She worked for the CIA from 1985 until 2005, it looks like. But as I was snooping into her, I noticed that there are some things she's involved with that aren't mentioned on that other more prominent website talking about her board position. When I looked her up on Market Screener, it turns out that she's also a director and board member of Night Swan Acquisition Corporation, which strangely, when I went to their website, it was not secure and I couldn't get to it. which only got weirder when I found their IPO proposal on the SEC's website that describes what their business is and why they're going to go public. Sorry, these documents are really small text. I'll read it to you. So Night Swan is innovation in cyber, cloud, and mission intelligence, a field focused on the collection, analysis, and delivery of foreign intelligence and counterintelligence information for the purposes of improving decision making. So this is a cybersecurity and national intelligence company whose website is apparently not secure and can't be accessed. But as I read on, I started to realize what I had just found. Meet the Girl Squad. Brandy, Teresa, Anne, Marilyn, Leslie, Dawn, Laura. The CEO, Ms. Daly, is the founder and CEO of C2S Consulting Group. I looked them up, and their site also couldn't be reached, so I dug a little deeper, and it turns out that they were acquired or merged with SMX Hollywood. So I went and found SMX's website, and I found their board of directors. Figured I'd see who they are, clicked on the chair of their board, and it took me just to Joe's LinkedIn profile, which doesn't tell me anything, except that he went to the Wharton School, which, if you know, you know, and something about Oceanside Partners. So, quick side quest into Oceanside Partners, who is led by Joe Benavides, and in his bio they specify that Joe holds a top secret government security clearance. Weird. It's an interesting thing to say on an investment company's website. But it turns out the other co-founder, Ted Coons, also holds a top secret government clearance and also went to the Wharton School. Oh wait, and the other co-founder, Jeff Kelly, also holds a top secret government clearance. So I think we can all make some guesses about what Ocean Sound Partners is doing with their money. But anyways, side quest. Back to Night Swan, founded by Brandy Daly. Now let's meet the rest of their team. Teresa. Her career has been in tech her whole life, Microsoft and Amazon Web Services. Specifically, she oversaw the deal for Amazon to provide cloud services to the CIA. She's also on the board of this Commure company that's all about big data in healthcare and joining together many data sets to make healthcare all sketchy. I mean, I'm sure for the greater good, obviously. Next, we'll meet Anne, who spent her whole career working at IBM and they're developing their multi-billion-dollar business with the federal government clients in the United States. Not sure exactly which federal branches she was working with at IBM. You can make some guesses about who needed IBM's help the most. Next on the list was Leslie, who we already met. She started this whole hubbubaloo. She's the card-carrying CIA agent of the bunch. In the Night Swan SEC documents, it says she joined the Treasury after 25 years at the CIA. She spent more than 31 years in the intelligence community, highlighted in red there. Then in orange here, from 2008 to 2010, Miss Ireland served as the daily intelligence briefer for President Obama. Next up, Dawn, also a card-carrying member of the CIA. She is the former deputy director of CIA for science and technology, in charge of orchestrating multi-billion-dollar programs focusing on national security objectives by coordinating all the different companies and operations and programs and policies. Prior to the CIA, she was the Deputy Director of National Intelligence for Acquisitions, Technology, and Facilities. She worked for nearly 10 years at the Defense Information Systems Agency. But then I was snooping on this other important government commission about national security that she's on right here. That bio says that she's also a member of the corporate board of the NSA. Dawn has had a busy life.
Straight up.
In the end, what's really confusing here is that it seems like Night Swan, which was meant to be like an acquisitions private equity company that would like acquire tech companies and intelligence companies and like basically bring them into the fold of the intelligence community and then make a bunch of money with it. It seems like they wanted to make their company public in like the year 2020-ish, and then they did, and that's where we got that SEC document. And then they never acquired anyone as far as I can tell. And then they're spinning their company down is what it looks like in 2023. Like, did they fail? Is the girl squad breaking up? Or are they just evolving? That's all on the next episode of Lady Spies. I'm just playing. This is just a fun rabbit hole, and I hope it illustrates how the intelligence community works. I mean, if you think about it, the mandate of the CIA from its founding at the end of World War II is to control the world. Their mandate is to get ahead of threats around the globe and to create a global environment that is secure for American interests. They do this through finance, they do this through information, they do this through subterfuge and sabotage and surveillance. But you don't stop global threats by responding once the threats happen. They learned early on that that's not how you do it. You get ahead of threats by controlling the marketplaces, by controlling the information spaces, by controlling things. And you do that mostly through companies and partnerships and operatives, and a lot of it is through people that aren't actually CIA operatives. Because from the very beginning, the whole point of the CIA has been plausible deniability. A lot of their operations need to not trace back to the government if they are found out. That is the oldest trick in the books, like all the way back to Vietnam and even Korea. But every now and then, you find someone who actually was an operative of the CIA, and you can follow the trail and find other businesses that look like they're involved in the intelligence community in other ways. And if you find the people that certain people in the intelligence community are partnering with, you'll find other people that are in the intelligence community that are other partnerships. It's just a big spider web. So now, back to our original inquiry. Have you guessed what company Ireland is sitting on the board of? What company do you think this is a board of directors of? Final answers? That is the board of Citigroup. See, I spent all day yesterday and all day today analyzing the board of directors of all 4 of the biggest banks in America. And they each have their own quirks and their own kind of styles and themes. But Citibank's is by far the most sinister, the most revolving door from government to banking, the most people that worked at the CIA, that worked at the regulators. This Ireland lady was just one of the people on this list that seemed to have ties to the intelligence community. The one right below her is another good candidate, as is this one down here. But that's all we have time for today. Hope you had as much fun with that as I did. And just an afterthought here. If this video gets taken down from TikTok, as it probably will, what does that say about the world and about TikTok and about the companies that control TikTok, namely Oracle, and about what we are and aren't allowed to talk about? And isn't it weird that we're not allowed to talk about the agency that's tasked with defending us from terror around the world? Like, isn't it weird that the one government agency that is their one mandate is to protect American citizens is the one agency that we're not supposed to talk about? Like, even when it's all publicly available information about public companies that you can just find on Google? That's kind of weird to take off the internet. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yo, he dives deep into the research with all of these people. Look, man, the 3-letter alphabet boys, or girls, I should say, CIA, FBI, DEA, ATF, they got their hands in everything, right? They're the ones that control the show. They run it. They run the show. You probably got some neighbors that are probably tied into the CIA. Just saying.
Welcome campers and camp whores to the Daily Camper Week of July 25th, 2010. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started.
This anonymous web show is one of the most disturbing things that's ever existed on the internet. What I just showed you was a clip from an online program called The Daily Capper. The Daily Capper was a program put on by pedophiles all across the world. And this was the head of a community of people known as cappers. This online
cappers are crazy. I just read a book talking about some cappers, right? Except it wasn't no pedophilia stuff, right? I mean, it could have been, but in the book, the cappers were on some whole medical thing, stealing homeless people, taking them to the doctors, you know what I'm saying? Getting money for doing bogus procedures, things like that. That's what a capper was. This is a whole new definition of what a capper is right here.
Community of pedophiles known as cappers would go onto the profiles of underage girls and boys, flatter them with compliments, shower them with praise, and try to get them to flash them so that they could take a screen cap of their nude body. And after that, these pedophiles would then blackmail these children with these images. They would send these photos to friends, family members, schools. And there were all sorts of code words and online forums where these cappers, aka disgusting pedophiles, would meet and exchange information. The Daily Capper itself, this program, was a program put on by these pedophiles to talk about news and events that were happening within this pedophile community. It's really disturbing to me that they chose this because I used to watch the show Crashbox as a child, and I think that it's eerie and haunting that they're actually using imagery from a children's show for this pedophile network. Now, sadly, one of the victims of this capping community was a girl named Amanda Todd. Amanda's story is particularly well known because of the YouTube video she created before she took her own life. But at one point during Amanda's stages of cyberbullying, she was featured repeatedly on the Daily Capper, this program. And the intro always started like this: "Welcome cappers and cam whores." And then at the end, the newscaster up here would say, "Happy hunting," encouraging these pedophiles to go target more children. And they would do awards at the end of the year for the best, most prolific pedophiles in their community. These awards that they gave out included Blackmailer of the Year, Capper of the Year, Cam Whore of the Year, Cam Site of the Year, and Shocker of the Year, where they were basically giving awards to pedophiles and their victims. There's a lot of information online about this whole show and these pedophiles, but something really disturbing to me is the fact that most of the people involved in the Daily Capper were never brought to justice and they were never caught. That means that all of these pedophiles that were celebrating with each other and glorifying their disgusting acts are still out there, probably on the internet today. And to end this, I'm going to show you one more clip from the show, which I find is particularly disturbing.
Candy Beaches returned this week for the first time in a month. The reason they were gone so long is because they said someone called the police on them. Twice. I think I know what this is all about.
Be reported to the cyber police and the state police.
Looks like he wasn't joking around. Maybe it was their Good Morning America interview that prompted cyber police.
Look, the whole cyber community is full of pedophilia, man. I'm sorry to say it. I know we glorify TikTok videos here on this channel, but one thing that I don't agree with is letting your children have a TikTok profile at such an early age. You know, there's a lot of kids out here that just be on TikTok unfiltered, scrolling through anything, and you don't know who's messaging them or what they're seeing or what they're viewing. They could be watching some Daily Cappers, and how would you know? Because they're in their back room scrolling through TikTok, a little 7-second TikTok constantly. You know, so TikTok, Snapchat, all that stuff, man, you got to watch out because these predators is out here and they trying to hunt.
I wasn't even going to say nothing about this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've been to a couple Diddy parties. I've been to Jamie Foxx. I've been with Snoop, T.I. Like, I've been to lots of places. Don't play tug of war by yourself. I never went to these events by myself. I was always with people. One particular party. Lots of big names. There was an artist there who said, "Hey, Lecrae, around 1 a.m., make sure you're not here." And I was like, "What? You just don't want to be here at 1 in the morning." And I was like, my pride kicked in, like, yo, you don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can handle myself. Like, I'm not some little church boy who ain't never seen nothing. Like,
Boss, G, everything he's saying, they like, okay, come on, come with us. You're not a church boy. Come on. Yeah, we want you.
I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you talking about? Well, it's probably 12:30. I'm downstairs. I come up out the studio and I'm headed back upstairs to like the main area where everyone's kind of congregating and hanging out. And the music changed. It was like really hard and heavy at first. And then, you know, like jam and dancing music. And it was a little softer. You know, it was a little more sensual when I came out the studio and started going upstairs. And on my way upstairs, there's like this couch. I won't say how the couch is designed because then that may give away whose party and whose house this was. There was a couch, and on the couch, I saw a couple of guys really going at it, hard and heavy. And I was like, oh. And I'm thinking, well, you know, this celebrity party, people do what they do. I started moving upstairs. I passed them up, and I noticed that it wasn't just those two guys. It was more and more people just going at it. I was like, okay. It's time for me to roll. I'm going to grab my stuff and I'm going to get up out of here. I did not know that's how this went down. Why they felt that comfortable, I don't know. Maybe the invite list,
because you said you wasn't a church boy. Like, they told you get out of there by 1 o'clock, man, and you ain't listening. That's why.
It was like, yeah, all these people, I don't know. But I've been to another situation, another person's party, celebrity party. A celebrity tapped me on my shoulder and they was like, yo, nephew, you might want to go into the other party because this cabana, we about to close it up. And they closed up the cabana, and there was about 3 or 4 big name artists in there. And a whole bunch of ladies start walking in that cabana, and a security guard stood in front of the door. Hey.
Okay. Uh-oh. They're saying he is Elvis?
The prison band was there and they began to wait. The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard this knocked
I could
out
see it.
jailbird sing, let it rock.
The faces line up.
Everybody let it rock.
Chin a little different.
Everybody in the wholesale block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Spider Murphy played the tenor saxophone. Little Joe was blowing on the slide trombone. The drummer boy from Illinois would crash, boom, bang.
The draconian reptilian stronghold is America. And the major 2 energy points that they are using to manipulate everybody is Atlanta and Los Angeles. They are using frequency. Nigga, they are using literal frequency towers, nigga, to make you think this shit is here that ain't even here, nigga. What if I told you that it's 2 major energy power points in Atlanta and LA, that they big ass towers, and that if you was to cut them towers off, this entire reality would vanish from front of your face. You would see the real reality. That would fuck you up, wouldn't it? You couldn't believe no shit like that, but guess what? It's true. It's true. This is a holograph image you're all around you. And if we was to go to this point in Atlanta and to that point in LA, and it was to cut those towers off, my nigga, you would not see this holographic image. You wouldn't see those 5 holographic skies that's stopping you from seeing the real celestial beings and the real celestial body around you. You have no clue what you are living
in. Man, that's why they got bro locked up, man. He got
Y'all,
knowledge.
it finally happened. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I was recruited by the Illuminati. Yes, you heard me right. I was recruited by the Illuminati, also known as the Illuminated Ones. I was sitting at home the other night on TikTok, just scrolling, when suddenly I got a message. Now, I get a lot of messages on the app, so a lot of times I'll just ignore them and check them later. But this one said right at the top, Illuminati invitation. So, of course, I had to check it out. Now, I've gotten these in the past. They have been suspect, to say the least. Sometimes I'm not sure if it's somebody trolling or if possibly it's authentic, because I imagine this Illuminati organization or group have people all over the world recruiting at all times, especially now on social media. As we were talking, he actually explained how he had all kinds of applications going out. You wouldn't believe the number of people that were willing to join. Of course, this is for entertainment purposes only, may or may not be true. I'm not saying Illuminati is even a real organization or group of people. This is all hypothetically speaking and assuming that there could be some sort of group that helps catapult certain people or certain celebrities in their careers or even politicians. But of course, my friends, this is all alleged. So take the time, do your research, and formulate your own conclusions. And one more quick request, do me a solid. Over 50% of my viewers who watch my videos aren't subscribed or haven't followed. So if you guys could do that, it would really help my page grow and help me beat this algorithm. Thanks, love y'all. First message sent. Illuminati invitation. Many seek a reward before they have prepared to receive it. A gambler can suddenly obtain a fortune but lose it all because he did not have the knowledge of how to save it. An artist can become an overnight superstar but find herself trapped in scandals because she did not take the time to gain experience while she was still unknown. You are one who had stepped away from the millions who ignore our message. You have seen our message. You have seen our symbols and haven't answered our call. Follow the light directions that will lead you to greatness. Illuminati, no. All those who seek for fame, prestige, wealth, receive what they came for. Do you choose to become a member of the Illuminati? Regards, Illuminati invitation. Who gets kind of frustrated with me? Hello, this is an open, rare invitation to join the great Illuminati and become rich and famous. This kind of made me chuckle. I already knew that I was never going to join, even if, say, it was real, and I do believe it's possibly actually authentic. But I was never going to join. That being said, I decided to humor it just to see what information I could get from him about said club. I mean, come on, I couldn't help myself. So, how are you going to make me rich and famous? It all depends on you if you are ready. It all depends on you if you are ready. Sent it twice because I ignored it again. What if I'm already in the club, I said, and I know you're just bullshitting? We don't take imposters lightly, my good friend. So I said that to test his authenticity. Like I said, I get trolls playing these games at times. It gets irritating. So I just did that because I wanted to test his worth. I wanted to test whether or not he was authentic. He proceeds, that's your problem. If you're not interested, back off. We are not begging you to be successful. And I didn't want him to leave, so I said, all right, I was testing you to know if you were bogus. I get people hitting me up constantly. Sorry if I offended. He said, that's okay. So I proceeded. How does it work? I'm not sure yet, just curious, because mostly I don't hear generally good things. I don't like the idea of selling my soul to the devil, even for fame and riches of any kind. Not worth it to me. I imagine there are sects across the country, across the states, the world. Who would I work with and how would it go? I did the frat thing for a bit in college. I kind of get the secret society vibe and how it works. But naturally, I have questions. And this is true. I actually did rush a frat for a very short time before I bailed out. Wasn't my thing. It's sort of defensive. It's not a secret society. Well, I guess you could say that the majority of the world is semi-informed on what it is. People like me, much more so. He proceeded, a lot of people say lies about us that they aren't even sure of. They say how we worship the devil and hate Jesus Christ, and also how we perform sacrifices and diabolic acts. These are lies. We are not even religious, nor is Illuminati a religion. I am a member of Illuminati, but I believe in God. I'm a born Christian and a Roman Catholic. Do you really want to know what Illuminati stands for? Yeah, absolutely. Illuminated ones, light beings, just guessing. Sends me the following, and it's like it's an automated message that he just copy and pastes. It's basically a bot message. He says, the Illuminati is an organization of the international order established for mutual help and assistance. Its members possess special enlightenment or knowledge about certain things concerning life, and it is established also to promote peaceful unity and peaceful coexistence among the world's citizens. Our organization is filled with world leaders, business authorities, innovators, artists, celebrities, and other influential members of this planet. We offer you luck, riches, fame, if you are interested. Write to me about it now. Just like you, while many people are unaware of the power of the Illuminati, that does not diminish the powerful dedication that they have in creating a better world for everybody. While people today are focused on wealth and caring for their own families, the Illuminati focus on courage, skills, intelligence.
Why do you think our
Y'all think that was a real Illuminati invitation? Or what? You think they was just gassing, bro? You think it was fake? You think it was like AI, a bot? Let me know in the comments section. I haven't had any invitations from any people. If I did, I don't know, I didn't check it or something. It's probably just sitting there unread in my email or whatever website they use to message you or something. But yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I don't see nobody just hitting you up on the DMs like, hey, bro, want to join the Illuminati? I know you're going to call us out on TikTok to all of your followers and screenshot all of this, but I'm still going to send you the message.
military flew over this city like this for 3.5 hours today and 2 hours the day before, how much is that for fuel? Maybe they never got a spirograph to play with as a kid. What do you think they're doing?
What's going on out here, guys? That's strange.
Something is just off lately.
Okay, guys. I don't know if I'm going crazy with that. Like, something is just really. I don't know. Are those birds?
Some ducks or something? What kind of birds are those?
Am I going crazy? Sorry, guys. Look at the sun. Why does sun look so? Oh. Just to show context. Yes, I. The moon is out. Sun. There's billions of birds. Billions of birds.
There's a lot of birds out there. Look at all them birds.
Bro, the deadliest creature on the planet is hiding in this lake, contaminated by nuclear waste. So listen, Lake Ladoga is one of the most dangerous places in the world. In 1960, a nuclear power plant was built near this lake. Operational for 29 years, it was deactivated in the late 90s. During its operation, waste was dumped into Lake Ladoga, causing extreme pollution of its waters. James Harden, an expert diver, decided one day to explore the mysterious depths of the lake. However, his expedition turned into a nightmare, deterring anyone from attempting the adventure. Equipped with an anti-radiation diving suit and a GoPro, he dived in. Underwater, he observed fish with abnormal shapes, some with an additional fin, others with 2 heads. After 20 minutes, he saw beneath him a terrifying sight, a huge mutant eel. The real size of the beast eluded him. Diving further, he tried to film it. That's when a horrific event occurred. The 15-meter giant eel leapt out of the darkness, attacking and devouring James. James's GoPro, found in the lake, miraculously preserved the footage. Of course, I can't share the video on TikTok, but if you attempted to see it, although I don't recommend it, follow us, click here, scroll to more, and select photos.
I'm gonna have to see that video.
People will tell you stuff. Look at the ice wall. It's just a random glacier in Antarctica coming down.
Right, it's just moving.
Told you that thing gonna be invisible. Invisible. Because the sun and the earth is teaming up. They ain't playing, bro. We going back to tropical, bro. Y'all thought it was a joke. Boo, 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 yeah.
Hey, I'm ready for some tropical weather.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's just leaving. You're now witnessing the loss of a wall. Bing. Damn, that's a big ass chunk. Boo, boo, boo. The sun is coming. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's normal though, right? That's normal, right? Ooh, wait till that ice melt and you see people that look like me in statues. Like, oh my God, that didn't mean it was a civilization. Oh, is that tropical? Is that lush Greenland in an icy area? Hold on, what's that?
Yo, what's going on, man? We about to have a tropical
drink that leaches the magnesium and the calcium out of the body, and that is caffeine. Now, there was a bit of a groan last night when I mentioned this one. Most people don't realize that that coffee is a huge contributing factor to dehydration, to heart malfunction, and also to imbalance in heartbeats. So there are some things that have to stop if you want to keep the heart with all diligent, and one of them is caffeine, because of the way it leaches the magnesium out of the body. And as you can see by what I just described, magnesium is so important. Anyone that comes to me with high blood pressure, we do quite a few changes, but we always supplement with magnesium because it keeps that heart muscle at rest. You see, your systolic is your high point and your diastolic is your bottom one. It relaxes that diastolic and brings it down a little bit. And the Celtic salt can do that. But how often are people with high blood pressure told to what? No salt. When everyone at work is going out to get their coffee or their cigarette to get a boost, you just get your crystal of Celtic salt, put it on your tongue, have a glass of water, and you watch that little energy boost that you will get. And you won't get the drop like they will all get. They might get initial rise, but then there's always a corresponding drop. And
Yo, they came at me out the gate with this one. Listen, I drink coffee like faithfully every morning, and you know what? I think it's an addiction at this point because most of the time I'll be awake, right? I don't even feel like I need the coffee. And then I'll just go ahead and go to my French press and start making me some coffee just because I'm addicted, man. And I think it does dehydrate you a lot. Sometimes if I drink too much coffee, you know, my armpits will start sweating or something like that. And it's like, what the heck is going on here? You know, and she says it depletes you of magnesium. Honestly, I didn't start going bald like that until I started drinking a lot of coffee, a lot of pre-workouts, a lot of Red Bulls, things like that, just to stay awake because I had started working as an adult. Man, I guess I gotta break the coffee, y'all, and get some of that Celtic salt. If anybody knows where I can find some Celtic salt, leave me a comment down below. Them Simpsons, man. This what the world coming to. Man's got pulled over for Listen, man, this is gonna be crazy. I talked about this a while ago, right? On either my Facebook or I don't know where I posted it, but I said spatial reality is going to be the future. And this is back when Microsoft had announced their spatial reality things, and we were talking about how you can walk down the street and a person might be selling something right virtually, say a ebook or something, right? So if they're selling that ebook, they'll be able to walk down the street and have that ebook right there on their shoulder. If you've got those goggles on, right? Those Apple goggles or whatever they're called, Apple Vision, and you're walking down the street and you walk past this person, they're going to have that ebook right there on their shoulder. You click on the ebook, boop, boop, 2 taps. Now you got that ebook downloaded into your library and they got $9.99 in their bank account. And they didn't even know they made a sale. That's what the world's coming to, y'all. Crazy stuff. Man, for this spatial reality future that we headed to. And you know what's crazy about that? This just came to mind. Back when this episode came out, I forgot what year it was. It was some years ago. Apple filed a patent for their Apple Vision Pro the day the episode came out. Come on, man. Come on, man. These must be in cahoots with each other.
Christopher Walken plays this kind of retired con man who has managed to find a way of living on less than $5 a day, $5 a day. And that's something I think we'd all like to do. But he knows how to get everything for free, how to never have to spend any money.
Going on here?
He knows what time hotels put out courtesy coffee in Danish, so he'll arrive at the hotel at 11 o'clock when they just put out the coffee and grab himself a free coffee.
So this is a film we can learn from.
I think it is. I think it's good in these troubled times, in the times when houses are being repossessed and everyone's pocketbook is tight. I think you could learn a lot from this movie, and also laugh and cry at the same time.
Excellent. So why don't you guys choose this IHOP?
I knew it's the reason I didn't like to eat at IHOP, y'all.
I will never talk to a doctor about my general health ever again. If I break my arm, I'm going to go see a doctor. If I need surgery, I'm going to go see a doctor.
Yes,
my
sir.
general health, never again. None of them know what they're talking about. They're all full of shit. All they know is to put you on pills and put you on medicine. That's all they know. None of these doctors know anything about human biology. Everything they've learned is about medicine. Right? Getting you on medication. Yeah, man. Oh, this feels weird. Take this.
Hey, for real, they practice medicine. It's a practice, and they just practicing on us people.
Medication. Oh, that doesn't feel right. Take this medication. Finally, you're on 3-4 different medications that have 10 different side effects and mess you up in 10 different ways. And that's what I was feeling. I'm on no medication now.
You were on medication before?
Yeah, I was on thyroid, I was on cholesterol, and I was on high blood pressure medicine. And now I'm on none of that. And my blood work has never been better. I've never felt better. And, you know, I am not the same person I was a year and a half ago.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
Facts. Stay free, y'all. Stay free.
People are going to know why it failed. Trump and the MAGA Republicans.
Do people not realize he can close the border right now? Blaming Republicans and Trump makes zero sense. They all want to close the border. There does not need to be a bill. He can do it right now. Do people believe this? He's saying to not let petty bipartisan politics get in the way, but in the same breath, he's blaming Republicans and Trump. So he recognizes the border is a problem, the world is watching, and he could do it right now.
Life is vibration. So is mind, so is matter. Electricity or vibration is that same energy, same power, you can call it God. All force is vibration, as all comes from one central vibration taking different form, and as the electrical vibrations are given, know that life itself, to be sure, is the creative force or God, yet its manifestations in man are electrical or vibratory. Electricity is God in action. Seeing this, feeling this, knowing this, you will find that not only does the body become revivified, but by the creating in every atom of its being the knowledge of the activity of this creative force or principle as related to spirit, mind, body, all three are renewed. The Buddha said, anything that arises in the mind starts flowing as a sensation on the body. All matter in the universe vibrates at different frequencies, including every living being on Earth. The intensity and frequency of these vibrations are unique to each individual and can vary based on their experiences. We are attuned to our own vibrations, but they can be influenced by external or internal forces. Vibrations are a cohesive force in nature, as all force is vibration. Our bodies emit vibrations that control our mental and physical processes, which are collectively known as the aura. Each sensory organ in our body reflects a different vibration. According to the teachings of Ascended Master Saint Germain, raising one's vibration and frequency is the key to transforming any aspect of their life, including healing of any dis-ease, achieving abundance, and attaining transfiguration of the physical body into the ascended realm. He said,
the food that they think is the same is not the same anymore.
You sure ain't.
Everybody's for free choice. Whether we're liberal or whether we're conservative, we've all got that streak in us. But the fact is, you cannot have free choice unless you have an informed choice. And you can't have an informed choice if they're lying about what's on the label. What about PAM cooking spray? Everybody knows what PAM is. It's some kind of little healthy oil with compressed air that you spray it and it gets on your pan. It's not compressed air. That, you know, and they don't tell you, but it's butane and propane. People don't understand that they are spraying lighter fluid on their children's hot cakes. And it's fabulously.
Hold on, I gotta go talk to my wife right now. Listen, who else cooks with PAM or any of these non-stick sprays that they have out there, right? You know, I'm sure everyone has one of these in their household, or if they don't right now, they had one, or their mom or dad had one in their household, but that's crazy. This stuff got butane in it, lighter fluid.
Successful. But we're going to sue their pants off.
There's a specific place where hell is on earth. In the Bible, Jesus said, one of my disciples named Antipas would die and be martyred, right? Now, Saint Antipas was martyred and he was killed in, you know, that torture bowl? So they put somebody in like a metal bowl and like boil them alive. Yeah, that happened in Geneva, Switzerland. People are saying Geneva, Switzerland is the literal place of hell. It's literally the portal to hell, or that's at least where the devil resides, because that's what it says in the Bible. Now check this out.
Okay.
Do you know what else is in Geneva, Switzerland?
What?
CERN.
Oh.
CERN headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland, and the CERN logo is what? Six, fam. CERN is working on particle generation and messing with matter of the universe to tear our dimension with the supernatural and the natural, fam. So what in theory? They're trying to open the portal to hell, bro.
Krishna has 7 holes in his flute, Jesus has 7 seals on his scroll, Hermes has 7 strings on his harp, Samson has 7 locks on his beard. Noah is on an ark with 7 other passengers, Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. Noah being the sun and his passengers being the 7 colors of the rainbow, just like Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Goku must collect 7 Dragon Balls to unlock Shenron, symbolizing the Kundalini dragon that is risen once you've channeled up your energy through the 7 chakras. That is why Sonic the Hedgehog has to collect 7 Chaos Emeralds. There are 7 wonders of the world, but not really. The only reason why they say 7 is because everything is 7, such as the number of holes in your face, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and a mouth. That's also why we say 7th heaven, because it's the highest ascension. We have 7 luminaries, which are the 7 planets that are visible to the naked eye. This is why we have 7 days of the week. Sunday is Sun, Monday is Moon, Tuesday is Mars, Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Jupiter, Friday is Venus, and Saturday is Saturn. There are 7 virtues and there are 7 deadly sins. There are actually 7 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, Y, and W, and not just the common 5 that we are told in school. The Ark of Noah is actually the bark of Ra. In Egypt, Ra would sail across the skies in his bark, which is the Egyptian word for boat. As Noah sails through the zodiacs, he actually experiences the 7 months of grace from Aries to Libra. And that's why Noah's flood lasts 150 days. That's because the sun is going through the 5 months of winter. And only during the winter months from Scorpio to Pisces can we see the twins in the sky, such as the Gemini twins called Castor and Pollux. We can also see Canis Major and Canis Minor, aka the big dog and the little dog, as well as the Ursa Minor and the Ursa Major, aka the big bear and the little bear, also called the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. And last but not least, when the sun enters Capricorn on December 21st, when we look up, we cannot see Capricorn because it is blocked by the sun during the day. But at nighttime, we can see the opposite sign that the sun is in, which would be Cancer. Therefore, when Jesus is born in the manger with 2 asses present, it is referring to the 2 stars in Cancer, which is a Celis Borealis and a Celis Australis, aka the northern donkey and the southern donkey, which is another pair of twins that is seen during the winter months. You actually believe that Noah's flood lasted exactly 5 months, 150 days, and that he saved every single twin of every species of land animal that ever existed on the entire face of the earth? And yet you have the audacity to call me an extremist? That is ridiculous, considering that you don't even know astrology and you have no credibility whatsoever. Your ignorance is stronger than your own diligence to seek true knowledge and liberate yourself, as scripture says. John 8:32, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Why do you think God asks Job in Job 38:31, can you bind the chains of the Pleiades or loosen the cords of Orion? Can you lead forth the Mazzaroth in their season, or can you guide the bear with its children? Do you know the ordinances of the heavens? Mazzaroth means zodiac in Hebrew. It was left untranslated in the Bible, so God expects us to learn the stars. Religion literally means to rely on an outside source. Just as you are calling me blasphemy to your religious sector, you are blasphemy to our spiritual, intelligent, and incredible ancestors who were also astrologers, aka astrologers, which means logging the astros. Plain and simple, divinity is simplicity. Pick up a freaking book. Holy shit, I'm on fire.
Yo. Pick up a freaking book. Get your astrology game up there, man. Shout out to that number 7. I'm about to go travel to 7 seas. What was that?
Got silent. It's weird. Yeah. It's not even raining that hard. No. It's just wicked. It's not very light.
That's crazy. But what is that right there, though? Some CGI? What the heck? Y'all think that was real? I don't know.
Last night I dreamed I was a bottle of ketchup, and you were mustard. Which is weird, because usually you're mayonnaise in my dreams. Why do you suppose that is?
All I gotta get you to see, if I could just get you to see that nigga, them mountains is tree stumps. If you can really see that, the veil is broken, bro. Because from that point, you see everything. You see everything.
Evidence of branches and leaves laying next to a huge stump. In fact, one of the leaves measured taller than the Empire State Building. I want to take you to the location now, and here we go. And the area that we are looking at is north central Madagascar, right in this area here. There are more than one example of what look like to me ancient tree stumps with quite possibly large branches and large leaves in some cases, laying next to some of these very huge structures.
Hey, now this is crazy, right? I know I got some anime heads up in here, right? For those of y'all who have watched Attack on Titan, if you look at the map of Attack on Titan and where it was placed at, they were on an island, and that island basically was Madagascar, all right? And that's where all the Titans are, these huge giants, man-eating giants, apparently. I think they just did that for the anime. But here we are in Madagascar, and they're showing us huge, giant leaves from giant trees. I don't know. Something probably happened in Madagascar back in the day.
This is one that I showed you guys yesterday. Measure this thing and you can look at the side view even. On Google Earth here, we'll go side to side. There's the stop. 4,000 foot on this side over here. Go across. A little taller on this side at about 4,150 feet. It's over 8 miles wide. Look at the miles. 8.45 miles. We could set the entire city of Nashville and all of its suburbs right there quite comfortably. If you go to the left, which would be about the 10, 11 o'clock position, all over in this area, you'll find what look like leaves and branches all over the ground. Here's an example of one here. There's many, many, many examples. This one here we're going to measure real quick. And I'll show you just to kind of put things in perspective how long that thing is compared to something that's very tall. So we'll measure from top to bottom. And we'll go in feet, 1,596 feet. That one branch is taller than the Empire State Building we showed in a video earlier, right there. I think it's the same exact branch that's on the ground, taller than the Empire State Building. And there's others. There's many others. So if you look around, you'll also find many more examples of these leaves, like right here, big, huge branches.
But when you really get to looking at the mountain, you be like, oh shit, that should do like a tree that got cut down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start scanning back, looking at the whole mountain range, you be like, oh fuck, that's the tree, they cut it right there. That's disguised as mountains. Boy, that shit stand out clear as day when you know that's a tree you looking at. And then think about how tall the tree was. You're like, oh shit, hold on now. I'm looking for evidence about all this shit Rashad Jamal be talking about how we fell in frequency and this was our planet and we was giants and we was blue, red, and green and you did blah, 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 bleed. Look at this big ass tree. This was a tree right here. And it's gone. First off, why they cut it, what the fuck they cut it with, and what they do with the rest of the tree. That's where your mind gonna go.
Literally, that's where my mind went watching them videos. I'm thinking, what did they use to cut these trees with? Where did the wood go? And why the fuck did they cut it? That's literally where, wow, that's crazy.
And then when you start looking at how spaced out they are from each other, and if they was that big, you can see the forest. Because see, if you look at it as a mountain, you'll see one mountain range right here. And then way in the backdrop, you'll see another mountain range. Well, let's look deeper. Imagine that mountain range you're looking at was a big-ass tree. So if it was a big-ass tree, once the branch is going to cover out far as fuck. A tall-ass tree, them branches going to go damn near to a whole other state, nigga. Right? So now that would make sense why the mountain ranges be so spaced out from each other. But if you think about how big the tree was, they really not that far from each other. You see what I'm saying? You got to think about like, damn, okay, how tall was this tree? And that, even though that mountain range is 20 miles away, if this tree was that fucking tall and the branches went that far out, it wouldn't have been that far away from that mountain range that seems 20 miles away. Oh, so now I can see the forest. Now I can see the forest. This is the forest. Look at that mountain range. Look at that mountain range. Look how far that one is from that one. Look how far that one is from that one. Then you shit, nigga, you can go state to state. You go state to state, you be like, oh shit, I see it now. I see it. Now do you know why? Now you can see why we told you. We said, hey, it was so many trees on your planet at one time. and the trees were so big that nigga, literally, you could walk up a tree and walk from California to Canada. Now,
I believe
I
it.
want you to think about that.
I believe
The
it. I don't
trees
know
were
about
so
y'all.
big that a squirrel or you, because the trees were still bigger than us. We was big as fuck though, but the trees were still bigger than us. You or a squirrel, nigga, could walk up that tree and walk just on the branches from California to Canada and never hit the ground. So that means you could walk on the branches from California and be in Canada without ever having to come down that tree. That's how big these trees were. And you can see that clear as day if you could just understand that those are tree stumps, not mountains. It's easy to see.
Man, look. That's wild, y'all. It's kind of like the movie Avatar, right? You know, they always put the truth in movies. Avatar people were almost giants. They just made them blue. But if you look at all the features of everyone in Avatar, I mean, come on now. We know what kind of people those were. And, you know, they got, even in the new one, they got those type of people that they can swim underwater. But the point is, they had giant trees. People used to live in these trees. They were sacred. We probably had giant trees back in the day that were also sacred. Where all the wood went, what they cut it down for, I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the firmament. Maybe it has something to do with the floods. I really don't know. Maybe they, you know, whoever flooded us, right? Whoever decided they wanted to destroy all the life that was on this earth. Maybe they decided to cut the trees down so that people could not run from the floods, so that they couldn't hide from the floods. They couldn't get high enough. I don't know. That's just one theory that's out there.
You want to know what happens when you go down the conspiracy theory rabbit holes? You find out some stuff that's really grieving. They've had free electricity for over 100 years and haven't told people because they've suppressed it. The government has literally captured the patents so that other people can't reproduce it. It's that bad. Once you learn the political corruption, you start going, well, what else? It never ends. Like if you knew that there's medicine that doesn't have side effects that can actually heal you, you would no longer be a customer. If you knew that there's free electricity, you would no longer be a customer. If you knew that certain foods are poisoning you and causing you to get on the hamster wheel of needing medication that doesn't actually heal you, that you would no longer be a customer. Everything is about sucking stuff out of you. You know the movie The Matrix where everybody's hooked up to the thing, bro? Like, I'm not trying to be crazy. Bro, but like it is kind of like that. Like the more I look, it's everywhere, bro. Once you start to see the fence around you everywhere that they've built so that you can only go so far, you start to realize that it truly is a prison planet. It really is, and they're attempting to push it even further. That's why there's a war on information. They don't want the free exchange of ideas because that threatens their stranglehold on your dependence on them. Anyway, have a great conspiracy Friday or whatever today is.
And that fence he talking about getting smaller and smaller.
They did it before. They'll do it again and again
Wow.
and again until you say no.
Look, everyone got a mask on, but the people telling you to put a mask on. Just saying. Man, can't believe these people, y'all. They lied to your face.
I'm gonna explain. So, you see this pyramid, right? Back in the 80s in Russia, they had shot down some kind of UFO and a pyramid just like this appeared over a town in Russia. It was wiped from the news articles and stuff. But this is what I mean by Vimanas. Flying airships. This is also another function of some of the pyramids. This is what I'm talking about. You could say, you know, CGI representation, whatever. But portals, right here, bow, with the pyramid that used to fly, aka Vimanas, like I was showing y'all. Bye.
That Vermonters, I don't know, that sound familiar, but I know in the who is it? The Hindu religion. I think it's the Hindu religion. They had these flying pyramids as well that could travel through mountains and Yeah, man, I think pyramids serve a much bigger function than what we think. Has anyone ever seen like a pyramid magnet and how that works? Look up pyramid magnets when you guys get a chance.
Now, you know, this is just a representation, so you can see what some of them temples do and what some of them pyramids do. Yeah, and look where it's at, above water. What? Aren't we in water? What? Y'all gonna be seeing something real soon. Y'all gonna be seeing stuff like this too. Watch.
Yeah, I believe it. We're probably gonna see something like that here soon, y'all.
Need to understand how the brain works. You have two hemispheres of the brain. The eyes are a part of the brain. The right hemisphere produces a holistic perception of reality. If you are in a woodland area, the right hemisphere is seeing the whole woods as one unified entity. The left hemisphere is breaking down the perception created by the right hemisphere. It breaks it down into individual trees, for example. This is necessary so that we can break down things and manipulate them. The right hemisphere sees humanity as one unified consciousness. The left hemisphere sees everyone as individual egos. The left hemisphere could be the place of the ego. The right hemisphere is the place of the so-called higher self, unified perception. School and work requires you to be stuck in the left hemisphere because you are thinking logically. You are not thinking creativity or critically. Cast the net onto the right hand side of the boat and you will find fish. This is John 21:6 in the Bible. This is referring to casting your perception into the right hemisphere of the brain and you will find your higher self, a unified picture of reality. Because we are all one and we all come from the one. Me and you are the same consciousness in a different body. I don't want you seeing the connections between all things, the connection between your inner self and your external world. This book will literally show you how everything is connected and how you are a divine spiritual being. The link is in the bio.
All right, so I'm helping my middle schooler out with her homework at home. I want you guys to hear this video lesson that they're subliminally just slipping in for our kids to watch, to have them, to make them accept this like as if it's normal.
This is why you really gotta watch and monitor what your children watch. Watch what they watch. I know that sounds crazy, but you have to.
Scientists called molecular biologists often study organelles in a cell, as well as the proteins and DNA that make them work. Today, some molecular biologists are working on growing meat directly from animal cells. Since there are more than 7 billion people on Earth, each year we raise and kill over 300 million cows to feed meat to the population. What if we grew meat from cells instead of raising a whole cow? That's exactly what scientists are working on, figuring out how to grow cow muscle cells to look and taste like regular hamburger meat without any difference in price. These are just two.
Did you guys see how they slipped in there that it's bad that we kill so many cows and made them feel guilty for?
So SZA announced her partnership with MasterCard the other day, and that's great. I'm happy for her. But what I want to talk about is the video. Did y'all catch the video? There was so many gems in that video. I just want to discuss it. I'm going to play a little snippet of it for y'all. I can't play the whole video, and I'm not going to play the sound. I might have to do some things to it so that my video won't be taken down, but we need to look at it real quick, and then let's discuss. I love the slogan for this because it's we're a force of nature when we're together, and I completely agree with that. But right here we can see SZA lay her shirt out, kind of like you would do when you're planting seeds. You can see the seeds.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna pause this right here. This is an ad for a MasterCard, a credit card, debit card, whichever one, a card, money. And they go into nature and saying nature and people used to be one. What the does that got to do with the dang debit card or MasterCard?
Are growing, and they're growing into those branches, and as it pans out you can see the two suns, kind of like their logo. Okay, this is my take on it. So when she put her shirt down and she kind of spread it out, and you can see the green branch looking thing spreading out, right? To me, that's the Kundalini spreading or rising, right? It rolls up to the tree. You can see the bigger tree, right? So the tree is significant of the tree of life. And in different cultures, it means different things. But you'll hear things like the tree of immortality, the tree of knowledge, the tree of eternal life. There's so many different meanings to it. But in all reality, this is the tree that connects us to our higher selves, our higher consciousness. And I'm saying tree, but I should be saying trees, because there were about 200 or maybe even a little bit more than 200 trees that were cut down all over this realm. Not even the world, all over this realm. And we can see evidence of those trees when we look at some of these mountains. And I know you guys probably have seen pictures of it. I'll put some right below. And they look exactly like big ass tree stumps. And that's exactly what they are. You know, they showed us this in Avatar as well.
Yeah, we thinking the same.
The spirit tree.
So the branches were spreading, aka the Kundalini was rising up the spine, up the tree of life. And then once it pans out, you can see it looks like two different suns. In the one sun, it looks red, and then it turns like darker, like a black sun. Because remember, we got the black sun that came back into our atmosphere. Nibiru, right? We talked about all of this, y'all. It's just coming full circle. And it's so funny because MasterCard been knowing the truth. That's why they had them two sun logos this whole time. The video, the song choice, because the song is called Saturn, the lyrics, everything, it just all comes together and it makes sense when you really start to look at everything. So shout out to SZA. I love the breakdown. I love the video. I love the concept of everything. And I see the vision. I completely see it. So this for all them folks that been in the comments talking about ain't no two suns. I ain't seen it with my own eyes. Well, you ain't got to. Everybody else done seen it. Even MasterCard been knowing it. Get with it, y'all. Now we rise. I love y'all.
Listen, man, my take on it is this, right? The tree of life that we know, or this is my take on it. That tree of life, the Kundalini energy, it's all owned, it's all run, it's all operated by the almighty dollar. It all comes down to these financial institutions. They control everything, and we live and worship money nowadays, right? I don't care if it was SZA or whoever it was. SZA did not put that out herself, you know. They told her to put that out. They allowed her to put that commercial out. It's MasterCard's commercial, not SZA's commercial. The tree of life, our life, is run by the dollar. That's my take on it.
No, I'm no conspiracy theorist or anything, but check this out. So I saw this video.
Did you see they just did some weird law with house insurance in California?
Yeah, they removed house insurance out there. State Farm is pulling out of that market. I don't feel like some massive is going to happen. And not even 2 minutes later, this text message pops up. Pause to read.
Y'all thought that shit was cap, right?
Oh,
Peep this. Now, y'all tell me, why is all of these major companies, bro? We talking about the pushers and movers of the, you feel me? Of the shits. Why are they leaving? Bro. All
Everyone
of the major
leaving,
stores
huh?
in San Fran is closing down, bro. Yo, like, the Disney store, bro? Like, the Disney store's leaving? Yo, I really want y'all to think about this shit, bro. This is not normal. It's time for us to really pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you and your surroundings and shit. And wake up!
Yo, I've been wanting to go out to the West Coast. I might not go. I might take my time on that trip. I don't know what's about to happen out there.
Without identifying himself, without introducing himself, and he said, I want to present this to you. I want you to understand what you're combating and what the problems are in this country at the very lowest level, at the highest level, too. And he handed me this book. It's called Pawns in the Game. And this book is written by William Guy Carr.
and he's a retired commander. And basically what it is a story about the secret government, the shadow government, the Illuminati.
Really don't own nothing in this life. This is a rented life. You hear me? Rented. What you got in your pocket right now is what you own. You go to the morgue, they'll put that in a property bag and give that to your family. That mean the money in the bank is a number on a piece of paper. When the bank is closed, we even.
That's real.
Ain't nobody better than nobody on this earth. You can't take it with you. All I can buy is cars and shoes, a bigger house, and I want some more ass kissers. This is what rich do. This is what money is. If you really break it down, there's nothing you can really do with it. You're just stacking it up to give it to somebody. Because if something happened to you, you're not taking it with you. So once I start thinking like that, the desire for me to chase in this business and compete went away. I gotta have an art with it, man.
Hey, that's for real. You gotta have an art form with this, man. Stop worshiping the dollar. I'm gonna have to read this. Me, because Disney just bought the rights to the Holy Bible. Can somebody fact check this for me? So y'all could stop praising the white man's Bible. Come pray to Allah. The mosque isn't just church, but you'll learn about our black skin and black history. They've tried to cover up and talk about actual scientists and civil rights activists' kids with Secret Service. The Bible is just crazy in itself, y'all. The Bible's been like rewritten so many times, translated from so many different languages. I don't even know what the first language was. Who translated that?
I'm gonna try to get you to see what I'm saying. It might be a little harder for you to envision, but let's talk about it. So, the volcanoes are the ashes from the machines that were used to cut our trees down.
Yo, before he gets into this, I haven't seen this video, y'all, but I had this thought, right? Because there's these other videos that I've posted on my channel of trees burning up from the inside. And I was just like, this is weird. How is a tree burning up from the inside? So then I had this thought about trees and mountains being one of the same. And what if volcanoes are just basically like one of those trees that are starting to burn up from the inside? He talking about some machines and stuff, though, so I don't know. We're finna get into it.
Remember I said, hey, think about these trees, who cut them down and what they used to cut them down. I know what they used to cut them down, but I gotta walk y'all through this shit. You know what I'm saying? They use these big ass machines to cut our trees down. So, if you know anything about a machine, you ever worked on an assembly line, most machines that are used to like, how can I say it? Most machines where they might run like paper through, there's some, okay, imagine the little machines, the printers where you need to destroy paper, right? You take the paper and you put it through the shredder, right? It's called a paper shredder. And it lets out all the residue from what you shredded, right? And then all that residue is left and it goes into the trash can, okay? Now imagine a machine coming through, cutting down all these trees. So when they cutting down these trees, try to imagine like a giant bulldozer. All the machines they got now, imagine them same machines, but much, much bigger. So if you can imagine a giant bulldozer and how it works, a lot of these machines like that, like the paper shredder is a good example. Imagine this machine coming, knocking this tree down. But as it's cutting through this tree, it's taking in residue from the tree as well, right? So all this residue that's picking up from the tree, like a vacuum cleaner, while it's cutting the tree down, all this residue builds up into the back of the machine. And then what happens is once it's through cutting down that tree, all that residue that was built up, it dumps it out right behind it. So majority of your volcanoes is the residue from these trees that was cut down as they ran through these machines. because they took the trees and they used it for resources. They ran it through a machine, almost like a paper shredder, and they drained certain resources out of it. And these resources that they drained out of our trees, they took back to other planets. Okay? And what was left was the residue that was left at the back of the truck, right? Like the shredder. All that residue formed a hill. So most volcanoes is in some sort of a hill. Now, because the machinery that was used, right, used the energy source, notice what happens with a volcano. It's always a buildup of what they say lava, energy that's already down there that it built up and spills over. Right, because it's all the chemicals that was used from these machines. So when the ashes and shit was dumped, everything dumped down, a lot of the chemicals stayed in the soil. But because the earth is alive and it was rising regardless, it starts to build up, bubble up. And what happened is you'll see all the heat from all these minerals that was in the machine and the trees that was cut down. You'll see all that boil out and spill out. And when it come out, notice how it comes out. Because it's still alive. It's still alive. Remember, it was volcanoes ain't number trees that was cut down, like the ashes. You get what I'm saying? So that's why when most volcanoes erupt, boom, what they do, they be on a mission. It be like it's alive. It be the volcanic eruption knows exactly what it wants to hit. You feel me? Anybody know anything about volcanoes and the way they erupt and the way they work? They unpredictable. That's why they unpredictable, because it's a spiritual source behind it. They cut down trees, you know what I'm saying? So most of your volcanoes is ashes that are left over from trees that were cut down. Now, all the trees they cut down didn't leave ashes like that, but some did.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that's a good explanation, but I feel like there might be some more explanations. So if any of y'all got any explanations out there as to how these trees got cut down, what they used, what volcanoes are, let me know in the comment section.
So somebody sent me this video of this unidentified object that they spotted in the sky. A black circle just floating in the middle of the sky. And by the way, this is not the first time this strange phenomenon has been spotted. And now it's colors and shit behind the black circle. Now this is definitely some unidentified object shit that's going on right now. It's just a black circle in the middle of the sky.
What the
heck,
y'all?
And this could be multiple things. This could be a portal. This could be a cloaked UFO. One thing that it's not is normal. Why is it just a black circle that's just floating in the middle of the sky? Like literally, it's been hundreds of sightings of this same black ring just appear in the middle of the sky. We living in some strange times. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these mysterious black rings appearing in the sky in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube if y'all want that exclusive content, and hit that Gmail if y'all trying to do business.
What? What do y'all think that black circle is? You know, do you think that's a portal? Portal. Do you guys think that's a portal? Do you think it's something else? Do you think it's a cloaked UFO? Do you think it's some type of ring of smoke? I don't know what it is. I've never seen one in person, but all these videos are crazy that keep popping up, y'all. But yeah, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.